Alexander Aya's new supernatural horror movie Never Let Go is driven by the presence of a mysterious entity known only as the Evil, and its true nature is left ambiguous for most of the movie's runtime. Starring Halle Berry in her return to horror and newcomers Percy Diggs IV and Anthony B. Jenkins, Never Let Go weaves an anxiety-inducing tale of isolation that digs into themes of trauma, grief, and faith. After years of being trapped in their house, Halle Berry's Momma and her two sons go toe-to-toe with the evil that seeks to destroy their family as it did with the rest of the world. In the explosive ending of Never Let Go, the shape-shifting entity finally reveals itself in earnest, but the mysterious nature of the evil isn't resolved in a simple manner. There is no exposition or narration that provides details about its origins or how it works, and as a result, the audience is left guessing to some degree. However, there are enough clues littered throughout Never Let Go to draw some conclusions about the evil. Momma's backstory and connection to the evil in Never Let Go. Her belief in the evil stems from past trauma. The audience is provided small clues about Momma's history, but using context and some inferences it's possible to piece a more complete picture together. The house in which they live is actually the house she grew up in, and with prayers carved into the very walls and floors, it's clear her upbringing was intensely religious. The trapdoor in the floor that she locks the boys in was likely a punishment that was inflicted upon her at one time, and the scars on her back are reminiscent of religious punishment as well. While Momma fled the house that she was tormented in as a youth, she returned after seeing how evil the wider world could be. The Polaroid that she shows her sons is of her in decidedly revealing clothing, implying she lived a more debauched life in rebellion of her traumatically strict religious upbringing. The snake and spider tattoos further point to her involvement with unsavory characters as a young adult. Momma believes to her core that the evil is real, and the power of her belief is what convinces her sons that it is as well. However, they have been sheltered from the evil for their entire lives, and don't have any real experience with it beyond what their mother tells them about it. Momma's experience with real-world evil is the driving force behind her belief in, and visions of the horrible monsters manifested by the hallucinated evil. It's clear she has some deep-seated trauma that may have driven her to the point of mental illness. Signs the evil is real in Never Let Go. There are clues left open to interpretation. The multi-handed monster from Never Let Go. While Momma and her two sons are clearly unreliable narrators, there are few moments that point to the evil being a real entity. When Sam loses his rope and breaks his ankle, he appears to be approached by something unseen that casts a shadow and causes a terrible noise. Nolan later finds a massive snake skin, and while a real snake is shown in the forest, it's implied that it could be a manifestation of the evil, which takes on other snake-like humanoid forms. Their food supply is also ravaged by what Momma describes as a particularly harsh winter, although it's tough to disseminate what would make that winter any more difficult than others. The location of the forest they're in is not given, but there are no true wintry conditions ever shown. While crops can obviously die in climates without snow, it's implied the evil may be responsible for hurting their food supply, and driving them all closer to the point of possession via hallucination and mental weakness as a result of starvation. Finally, Nolan has a physical interaction with the evil in what appears to be its truest form. Nolan ultimately tackles the evil, which was initially masquerading as Momma while the house burns down around them, in the form of a grotesque, humanoid snake monster into the basement where he and Sam had spent hours reflecting on their own beliefs. The monster is gone when Nolan is finally rescued, but for the first time in the movie, the skeptical Nolan is touched by the evil. Why there's doubt about if the evil is real in Never Let Go. All characters are in a fragile state of mind. Halle Berry's Momma's snake tattoo in Never Let Go. The unreliable nature of Momma, Nolan and Sam is well established by the time the now showing Never Let Go reaches its third act, and the evil penetrates their home and causes Momma's suicide. Momma has many of the classic symptoms of mental illness born of trauma, which may have contributed to drug use as an adult as a form of coping with that trauma. While Momma is infected by decades of trauma, her sons have been tormented almost as severely as she was in her youth. Momma shows them love and affection, but they are still isolated and taught to live in fear.